There is this thing that has become completely normal, which I find genuinely unsettling. People filming themselves crying in their cars, people narrating their grocery runs like it's a documentary, people framing their entire lives, every breakup, every bad day, every mundane twist day, as if it's happening to a protagonist that the world is watching. We gave it a name, main character syndrome, and we said it like it was a funny quirk. But I don't think it's funny. I think it's quietly broken something in the way people relate to each other. And I'm not sure we have really looked at what that is yet. Here is what I mean. Think about the last time something happened to you, something real, something that actually affected you, a fight, a disappointment, a moment that felt significant. How long before that a part of your brain started framing it, narrating it, finding the angle, thinking about how you would explain it to a friend? Humans have always made meaning out of their lives, always told stories. But something changed when the phone arrived because now there is an audience, or at least feeling of one. Even when no one is watching, you are performing for the imaginary camera, for the version of yourself that exists online, for whoever might eventually see this, and changes how you live subtly, constantly. The smartphone didn't just give us access to information, it gave everyone a broadcasting device, and that did something to the way people see themselves in relation to the world. Before you were one of many, you were embedded in a community, in a neighborhood, in a family structure where other people's story mattered as much as yours. The world wasn't arranged around you. Then suddenly you have a screen that is literally organized around you. Your feed, your content, your algorithm, every platform is architected to make you the center, the protagonist, the one being served. And I think that played out into the way people move through actual life. The basic idea is that constant social media use is correlated with increased narcissistic traits, not because people are becoming bad people, but because the environment keeps reinforcing the same message. You are the most important character in the story, your perspective is the valid one, your feelings deserve an audience. And when everybody internalizes that simultaneously, you get a world where everyone is performing, but nobody is really watching. Everyone is the main character of their own story, and everyone else is a supporting character in someone else, which makes actual human connection almost structurally difficult. Because here is what real connection requires. It requires genuinely caring about someone else's experiences as much as their own. It requires being able to sit in someone else's story and forget yours for a moment. And I think that capacity is quietly eroding. Not because people are cruel, but because we have spent years training ourselves through the phone, through the feed, to the constant low level performance, to always return to ourselves, to always reframe things which our own experience, to always find the angle that makes us the subject, not the observer. I notice this in conversation, how quickly people bring it back to themselves, how hard it is to just listen, how even sympathy sometimes feels like a performance, something you display to show that kind of person you are, rather than something you actually feel. And I do this, and I am not exempt from this. Maybe I am being too harsh, maybe every generation thinks the next one is more self absorbed. Maybe this is just what cultural change feels like from inside. And I think there are genuine goods that came out from this too. People find communities online they couldn't find anywhere else. People told stories that needed to be told. Some of the self expression is real, some of it matters. But I also think we don't actually talk enough about the cost, about what happens to a person over years when the default mode is performance, when the line between experiencing something and packaging it gets so blurry that you can't find it anymore. Jung had this idea about the persona, the mask we wear in public, the version of ourselves we present to the world, and he thought the danger wasn't wearing the mask, it was forgetting you are wearing one. I think there is a lot of people now not consciously performing, just unable to look at the version of themselves that exists when no one is watching. And maybe that's just the thing worth sitting with. Not how to be less online, but whether you still know who you are when the camera is off, when there is no framing, no narrative, no audience, real or imagined, just you actually living your life with no one watching. Does that feel like enough? I don't know what the answer is. I don't think there is a clean one. But I do think the fact that question makes people uncomfortable says something, and that we have quietly traded away for the feeling of being seen.